What's going on, people? I tell you, like, this whole Yeezy thing, I don't know what's going on with that anymore. Like, it has just kind of come and gone so many times. It's like a Ric Flair retirement thing, where it's just like one of these times, like, you're actually gonna walk away, right? Yeah, these things just keep popping up. I don't know. Side of the box, what's going on down there? I don't really remember, honestly. I can honestly not even think of what this was called now that I look at it. But whatever. So here's the situation. I'll give you a quick little backstory and then we'll just breeze through this thing. These came back up on the Confirmed thing, right? It's all, hey, jump in the raffle and all that stuff by this deadline. And I was like, all right, that sounds like something to do. These look pretty decent. Why not? Let's do it, right? And even if they didn't, I'd probably still put in for it because you've seen the Yeezy collection over here, the 350 specifically. Got a lot of them, right? They're not all winners, but I usually shoot for each one. Either way, so here's the thing. That comes up, I go to put it in, it's like error. And I'm like, okay, try it again. It's like error. I'm like, one more time. Put it in, it's like, all right, I guess, maybe. And I'm like, it didn't seem right. Something seemed wrong, So I'm like, we'll see what happens later, maybe. The raffle ends, I go on there, it's like, it's not even showing that I had put in for it, but they still showed them there, right? So I'm like, okay, I guess I'll just enter now. And it's all like, okay, here's your order number. You won. I'm like, what is this, right? So, I don't know. It was a weird situation, but that's how I ended up with these. Anyways, I already showed you that. Let's go ahead and knock out a somewhat of a review, but for the most part, not really. This right here is the Adidas Yeezy Boost 350 V2 in the Steel Grey colorway. That sounds right? Yeah, Steel Grey. See, it kind of starts coming back to you. Though I had a lot of time to think about what the name was while I was like saying this unnecessarily long shoe title or whatever. So, let's go ahead and get into it. Starting with the bottom, down there, what are you looking at? The same thing you've seen on a million other pairs of Yeezy 350s, right? Nothing spectacular, just standard gray this time around. Moving on up here, midsole and all that good stuff. Up there, also, no real surprises, right? It's the same gray you saw on the bottom is up here on the top. And in case you're wondering, across the very back, it still blends in with the same style there. No like shifting of colors like they do sometimes. And now looking at this from the top down angle and whatnot, you see what I'm seeing. Whole lot of gray, different shades I suppose, but overall, not the most exciting look in my opinion, right? And I don't think anybody would try to like have a difference of opinion there because I mean, is this exciting to anybody? If it is, your life sounds like it might just be awful. But either way, so I will say this, right? Because I'm not going to give you a whole lot of pictures, but the one thing I want you to walk away with from this, at least, if I can put anything of value in this video, this one right here, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot going on, right? Like some other shoes that some other 350s I've shown off that have like different colors switched around in there. Maybe there's a little black mixed in or something like that, or extra layers. No, just the standard gray, right? Usually that means that this is going to be kind of a thinner build and all that stuff, and it is a thinner build, but for some reason it tends to fit, this particular pair fits a lot like, say like the MX series, someone that had the extra layers and was like extra snug and stuff. I don't know what it is, but of all the other ones I have of this same style, this one is like deep down on like the more snug end of the spectrum. I don't know what the deal is with that, but it's weird to me. It's very weird to me. And I don't know, I might look later and see about some things that were made around the same time later. Because looking at this, it says 11/22, so November 22. Yeah, I might have to go back and do some comparisons later, but just going to throw that out there that this one right here, I don't know what the deal is with the sizing, but whatever. Either way, past that, let's get on into some personal thoughts and whatnot, because that sounds like a decent idea. Personally, I saw these on the website, like the confirmed thing, confirmed application, whatever, and they looked pretty alright. I was like, okay, this seems kind of cool for some reason. Even though it looks super bland, I'm going to go for these because it's a Yeezy 350 and that's what I do. But also, I kind of think I might want them. And so, as I said, I did end up with them, obviously, right? That's why we're talking about them. And I was looking at them when I did the unboxing, and I may have been pretty harsh on them because sometimes I'm like that, I don't know. And if I was, I'm not going to say it's not warranted because these don't look as good as I thought that they would from the pictures and stuff. I mean, looking at them now, like they're not bad. You know what I'm saying? It's not like one of those colors where I'm like, this is just terrible. Like, who would want this? It's still very wearable, right? I mean, it's just like your plain gray. I think it'll go with a lot of things if you're into like one of those like creating outfits and stuff. I don't. I just kind of put stuff on and go to work. People who have seen me are very aware of that. But looking at this one, I don't know. It's not gonna rank very high in my overall 350s, but it's not gonna rank too low either. I guess it's just it's one of those ones like I said about certain other things like the sulfurs and things of that nature. If you want this, cool. It's not. No one is gonna be able to sell you on it or whatever because I don't. At least I don't think so, anyways. Because it just seems so plain. But I do believe it will have its own little market, and I feel like that market should be able to get these for a pretty decent price and not have to pay all that extra resale stuff. So, I mean, I didn't, and then they were on the site or the application for like the next long while. So, maybe nobody wanted these. I don't know, but that's my take on it. Do with that what you will. And so now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna roll some old audio that I reused several times over because I don't feel like repeating myself on the whole sizing situation. I said some stuff earlier in this video, but I'm just gonna pull this one back from I think it was November when I recorded my last Yeezy session. Worked then, so it's probably still gonna work now, right? I bought these in a 9.5 because I have a size 9.5 foot and I feel that Yeezys are pretty solid true to size fit, right? A lot of people don't agree with that and I get it because they are super snug or whatever. If you do get one and it's not fitting so great, I mean, you can take the insole out, right? You can do that. And if you're like me and if you've tried going up a half before and you don't like the way that it worked out, then just wear some thicker socks, right? You can fix it pretty easily that way. So I won't get too big onto the size or get too deep into the sizing, just saying what I think, right? Gather some other opinions from the internet if you have access to it. Now, as far as the comfort overall goes, right? The 350s are super comfortable. I'm not going to dispute that. The compact version is definitely the most comfortable version of it. However, those are a little lacking in the colors and availability, so you're mostly stuck with like these 350s. And the only difference being that the upper on those is better. The midsole on each one, very much the same. So walking around in these, a lot of people talk them up like they're the most comfortable shoes out there and like you got to get these if you want actual comfort on your feet. I mean, I would not agree with that completely. Like, I'm not going to talk down on them, but there are just so many options from so many brands that are so comfortable and often cheaper and in a wider variety of colors that it'd be crazy to just like back yourself into that corner. That's just my take on it. But all in all, though, I'm not going to sit here and talk down on the 350s. I like the nice little prime knit. It kind of stretches out over time, fits a little better to your foot if you wear them enough. They're breathable, they're light. Yeah, they're just not made anymore, I guess, or whatever. So there is that. But that's enough out of me on the sizing anyways for these shoes here. So from me to you, have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever it is, wherever you are. Like I said before, I got a lot of stuff to do and recording these things is only a small portion of it. I'm still going to have a whole lot of crap to do after the fact. So later, people.